Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee are both skilled martial artists and movie legends in their own right, and the fame the two acquired in their years on screen is unparalleled to this day. Who would win in a fight though? We've only ever seen any action between the two in Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury, but let's take a look at their respective fighting styles, skills, and who would lose. First off, the impact both have had on martial arts. Bruce Lee was a unique individual. His contributions to catapulting the kung fu craze to new heights are unparalleled, even if he didn't pioneer the concept of martial art movies. He was a genuine fighter, extremely skilled and respected by action movie legends like Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme. To boot, the ferocity in his action movies like Enter the Dragon completely transformed the industry forever. So great was the fascination the world had with Lee that he kicked off an era of Bruce-ploitation. Production studios across the world pointed out copies of Lee in his films. A little unfair, but the volume of media revolutionized action movies forever, and it also gave us the likes of Jackie Chan. Chan started his career as a nameless minion in Lee's movies, and was limited to performing stunt scenes. Once he got to distance himself from the be-like Bruce expectations, he built his own fan base. Chan's phenomenal athletic ability and mix of martial arts allowed Kung Fu to expand into other genres, like comedy. For decades, Jackie Chan was the premium action hero from Asia, and his lifelong achievements were recognized by the Academy Awards in 2016. Lee may have introduced the new style to the world, but it was Jackie who made them into a household thing. Next up, Bruce Lee's diverse arsenal. Some may be surprised to learn that Bruce Lee never trained in martial arts in its traditional long-standing regimen, nor did he limit himself to one fighting style. Lee started off as a kung fu fighter, but his forte was mixing martial arts inspired by the dozens of disciplines he had learned throughout his life. Lee's journey with kung fu began with the Wing Chun under Grandmaster Ip Man, the most decorated practitioner of the sport to this day. The reflexive and fast-paced fighting style taught Lee to redirect attacks and throw them off balance, but he felt the art was flawed because of its ineffectiveness in street fights. And it was during his high school years, while still training Wing Chun, that Lee was introduced to boxing by his sports coach. He only fought and won once as a pure boxer, but his true admiration of the art is evident in his incorporation of Muhammad Ali's movement and footwork into his own fighting style. Like boxing, Lee had no formal training in karate, but was still considered a legendary practitioner by training partners and world champions Chuck Norris and Ed Parker. The list of Lee's styles might be impossible to accurately gauge, but we do know he had training in judo, taekwondo, several styles of kung fu, eskrima, and more. Let's look at Jackie Chan's training and skills. Much like Lee, Jackie Chan never stuck to a single form of martial arts throughout his life, but he did so because it was artistically required of him. Throughout his career, he represented several martial arts in different movies, often creating unique and elaborate combinations. In Drunken Master, we see reflections of the Shaolin Kung Fu style of praying mantis and monkey alongside drunken boxing. His Wing Chun expertise, learned from Master Leung Ting, makes an appearance in Rumble in the Bronx, while flashes of boxing, taekwondo, karate, and northern and southern Shaolin Kung Fu all show up at some point in his career. This resume feels pretty similar to Lee's, but Chan's formal training in Hapkido is what sets the two apart. Grandmaster Jin Pao Kim taught Chan the Korean style, but that wasn't his only formal instruction. Chan was in the Drama Academy learning traditional Chinese opera, where martial arts training was a compulsory part of the curriculum. Jackie had been instructed since before he even joined school, when his dad taught him the rare Shaolin art of Kung Kar. Let's look at what sets the two apart. Other than Chan being the only one of the two being formally trained, there are some pretty significant differences between the two. Primarily, it's why they got into martial arts in the first place. Chan wanted to act since he was young and attended the Drama Academy to pursue that dream. His development of a fighting style was designed to be entertaining on screen. Chan used anything at his disposal as a weapon, no matter how ridiculous, and his innate athleticism added a different flair to action movies. On the other hand, Lee grew up around gang violence in the streets of Hong Kong, fought other students on rooftops, and developed his own fighting style, Jeet Kune Do, for street fighting and real-life situations. Even his presence on screen was fierce, intense, and dramatic, which contrasts starkly with Chan's own brand of action comedy. Finally, how would the fight go down? We've established Bruce Lee would, in all likelihood, win this fight, but that's not a remark on Chan's skill at all. Jackie Chan is a genuine martial artist and has trained under grandmasters in their respective principles. We may remember a lot of funny fight sequences from his movies, but we would do well to remember the expert display of choreographed action and police story and fearless hyena. In no version of this does Jackie Chan just roll over and lose. He's a tough fight for anyone, but with that said, there's no shame in losing to a once-in-a-generation fighting talent like Lee. The grandmasters and world champions that he's trained with remember his speed. When Lee punched, the naked eye couldn't catch it. Chan is lauded, but Lee is the stuff of legend in terms of the quickness of attack. Most importantly, we feel is the benefit of real-life fighting experience. All the training in the world cannot prepare someone for the adrenaline, excitement, fear, and panic of an actual fight. Lee grew up around such experiences, and while we're sure Jackie has gotten into a scuffle here and there, his experience with martial arts has been to train and to entertain, not incapacitate. In other news, first of all, Jackie Chan's estranged daughter was spotted. A little-known fact about Jackie Chan's life is his extramarital affair with beauty queen Elaine Ng in 1998. He fathered a daughter during this affair, Etta Ng, from whom Chan has been estranged. Etta, 22 years old, recently married Canadian influencer Andy Autumn and moved because her family couldn't accept her sexuality. She was spotted waiting in line for a free meal in Canada, and fans believe she's been living on the streets because of her clothes. Chan's social media was flooded with the news, with people questioning his fatherly love, but no comment came from the actor. Etta has no feelings for her biological father, with whom she claims she has never had any relationship. Let's talk about the resurfaced Tarantino-Bruce Lee feud. Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood includes Bruce Lee, but as an arrogant, rude individual who's looking to pick fights. Even after the trailer had come out, Shannon Lee was appalled at the way her father was being misrepresented. The scene in question has Lee claiming he could take M.All.E. in a fight, inciting a brawl with Pitt's characters, who goes on to thrash Ali. In contrast to the opinions of Lee's family, Tarantino is adamant that many of the phrases and body language he used were ones he's seen Lee use himself. Bruce's biographer claims that Lee had the utmost respect for the boxing champ though. Tarantino appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience this year, still confident in his interpretation of the Kung Fu legend, reporting that the supposed disrespect Lee had for stuntmen. The claim was that Lee kicked and tagged his action co-stars and stuntmen, something Lee's daughter designed and requested Tarantino to not speak about her father in public anymore. Finally, why doesn't Chan work in Hollywood anymore? There was a time in the late 90s and early 2000s that one couldn't go 6 months without a new Jackie Chan blockbuster hitting theaters, but the Chinese star has made only a handful of movies in America since the remake of The Karate Kid in 2010. In a recent interview, Chan expressed the difficulty he had getting any movies in America that didn't cast him as a policeman in Hong Kong or yet another action comedy. Hollywood accepted Chan as a kung fu actor and refused to let him grow outside of the formula that was a sure-shot box office success. Chan wanted other things. He said he wants to be remembered as an actor who did the action, not just an action star, and coming back to China has given him the creative freedom to choose more unique roles for himself. For instance, Chan has delved into the world of fantasy with movies like The Night of Shadows and his portrayal of an actual rider from the Qing dynasty. What do you think would happen if there was a brawl between the two action stars? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe for similar content if you enjoyed this video. Hit the thumbs up button.